Hi, you guys. I'm Julia. I got this camera for Christmas. So tomorrow I'm getting my album mastered, and I'm kind of scared shitless because it just feels so overwhelming to have to release my own record and make all the decisions about it. But I really dig how it's come out. I think it's going to be really listenable. And the reason being mastered tomorrow freaks me out is because that's like the last final stage, and after that it's off to the duplicator. Anyway, so I'm sitting here in my jammies, freaking out. So I thought I would share with you guys 5 things I learned recording my album. Nothing but the best here at Kasdorf Studios. So here's this is in no particular order, and I learned a million things recording my record over the past year. I'm my own producer, for good or ill. Here's one. Number 1, be prepared when you go into the studio for the first time. Usually when you go in the first time, you're going to be laying down basic tracks for all your songs, and you want to have those arrangements down. You don't want to waste time in the studio going, should I have is this where the solo goes? Or should I, wasn't that supposed to be a chorus right there? Get that stuff ironed out. Save studio time for when the magic of the studio can be of most service to you. And laying down basic tracks now, just have those written down for you and for everybody in your band. Or just yourself. Okay, number 2, let mistakes happen. Mistakes are going to happen. And it's astounding. A lot of times those mistakes turn into really fantastic ideas. And try not to be too attached to a particular thing, because if you blow it in some way, you might hear the song in a totally new way and be astounded. That happened a lot of times on this record. A lot of times I went into the studio, the basic tracks were written down, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Oh, there's this part, I just don't know whether what I'm doing is strong enough for that section. And then what we ended up doing was having 6 tracks of pedal steel take it over, and that turned out to be a really great idea. That's part of the magic of the studio. Number 3, don't be afraid to ask other people to listen to your roughs and give you their feedback. You might know other guys, people who have put out records you really dig, or some guys who run local clubs. I have found that people really want to help, and they feel honored when you reach out to them as a trusted source. And their input may not be particularly valuable to you. Like, you might say, oh, you guys are nuts, you're crazy. On the other hand, it could be just the thing your song needed. Okay, so don't be afraid to ask other professionals. 4, let the engineer know if you don't like something. You can sit there and go, is it important enough? Should I ask him? I feel so stupid. Or you could say, stop for a second. I really don't like how loud that ride cymbal is right there. It really bothers me. They don't know if you don't tell them. And their job is to listen to you. And they'd much rather you be happy. And so maybe they're drummers and they love ride cymbals. If it doesn't feel right to you, stop and say, that doesn't feel right to me. Okay, that's your job. 5, ask whoever you get to ask people who you want to master your record. Ask them to master one of your songs up front. So you can listen to it and say, is that the way I want my stuff to sound? The reason I mention that is I went with El Cheapo Mastering Service, and they mastered all my songs incredibly cheaply, and incredibly not the way I wanted them. So then I had to end up going to another turns out much better mastering, much better, much more expensive mastering service. But if I just asked for a test master, I would have saved myself some time and some bucks. And if something doesn't sound right to you, like that guy's mastering, it sounded super trebly to me, it's your album. You make the decisions. It's got to sound like what you want it to sound like, because that's all we have to offer other people is our vision. I'm not here to be another Lucinda Williams or Gillian Welch or Cyndi Lauper or whatever. Or I'm just here. The only thing I have to offer you guys is the world according to Julia, and that means telling the engineer if I don't dig that damn ride cymbal. Okay, so let's review. 1, be super prepared when you go in to do your basic tracks. 2, mistakes are going to happen. Let them. 3, don't be afraid to ask other professionals to chime in on your roughs or your lyrics, say. 4, tell the engineer if you don't like something. 5, get test masters from different mastering people. Okay. I feel a little better now. Thank you for listening. My album is called Motel, and with any luck, it'll be out in the middle of January 2018.